that is not the picture of God that I grew up with. I grew up in a fairly conservative tradition that was pretty focused on what you did, what you didn't do. I remember my dad was a pastor, and he did this series of meetings, an outreach kind of meetings. And I don't remember if he preached or if he had somebody come in. I don't remember which time it was. My dad had these meetings about every year. But I remember there was this guy who came into the church, was baptized, and was an alcoholic. And through this process, gave up drinking. Started hanging out with my dad. He was a retired guy, so he'd go with my dad to do Bible studies and various things like that. And I don't know what happened, and I was probably second, third, maybe fourth grade when this happened. So the details are a little bit foggy in my mind. But this guy relapsed, got stone drunk, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but he ended up basically not really coming out of it and passed away. And I remember thinking, being a little traumatized as a young child, going, is this guy going to go to heaven or not? I mean, the last thing that he did, basically, before he died, was get stone drunk. And then where I went to church, you didn't get drunk. You didn't drink. That was a sin among the sins. So this guy had sinned and then died, and the picture of God I had was a little confused as to what might happen at this point. Picture of God that takes sin pretty seriously. I think there's a little bit of a movement in Christianity today towards this God that takes sin seriously. Because if you watch the media, if you watch Christians in the media, we're pretty serious about making sure that other people start living right. We need to start taking sin a little bit more seriously. Homosexuals, they need to take sin more seriously. Abortionists need to take sin more seriously. Liars need to take sin more seriously. I was watching some clip, I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was on Facebook. Somebody posted a video clip. And it was somebody about how right now we need to deal with and come against Obama's health care plan as Christians because it's opening up the doors to abortion. Now, you know what? I don't want to get in the middle of health care, non-health care. I'm torn. You can argue me either way, and I can argue against you the other way just for fun. The health care debate. It's good to just argue sometimes. It's healthy to just have a good argument among friends. And Ryan's like, yes, me. I'm not there. I'm not even here to argue the abortion debate. But I'm telling you this, if our biggest concern about any particular thing, perhaps we need to take sin more seriously. I mean, if you're older than I am, you know that culture has changed a lot in the last, pick your number of years. It's changed a lot. And maybe somebody somewhere needs to stand up and call sin by its right name. Amen. And say, this is wrong. And sin has painful consequences. It's messed up. That's kind of what's happening in Luke chapter 15. We've been on this series. We've taken 3 stories and stretched them out to 5 weeks. Because there's not a distraction that we won't embrace wholeheartedly in the experience. Luke chapter 15, verse 1. Tax collectors and other notorious sinners, prostitutes, perhaps, alcoholics, often came to listen to Jesus teach. This made the Pharisees and teachers of religious law complain that he was associated with such sinful people, even eating with them. Wow, I've never heard a more sarcastic gasp ever in my life. That was I can tell. Did y'all get together and somebody pass out memos during a song? You're like, gasp when you read that text. How did y'all know? And you gasp, but you got to understand, to eat with someone meant you entered into a relationship with them. Like you and I will go, maybe not you, but if you end up at a restaurant or something and you sit with somebody, hi, how's it going? Hey, this is my friend. I would sit there and give them like the 20-degree, like, are you a tax collector? Well, maybe. I don't know the IRS right now, so okay, but if you did, maybe I'll sit over there, thanks. But in Middle Eastern culture, to eat with someone meant you entered into a relationship, you entered into connection with them. You entered in at a deep level of fellowship with that person of acceptance. So eating, in the minds of the Pharisees, was Jesus saying, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you're scamming off the people around you. It's okay that you're having loose and creative living. It's okay. That was the message that was coming across, and that's what they're coming against. In other words, they're saying, we need to take sin a little bit more seriously, Mr. Young Rabbi, marching around everywhere, got crowds following you. You know why you have so many people following you? It's because you have a loose gospel. It's because you're not really calling people to a radical level of commitment, and you're kind of hanging out with anybody. Of course the people are going to come to you. No wonder your church is growing so quickly, because you have such loose standards. So Jesus responds with these three stories. The first story was the story of the lost sheep. A few weeks ago we went through that story.